Hey, team, it's Golden with Alex Toledo here at Kaseya Center, where the Miami Heat roll over Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. Butler took him forever to score more than 2 points, finished with 11 on the game. Bam Adebayo wanted and took the challenge from the very beginning, wouldn't let Jimmy get anywhere. And without Steph Curry out there was no one else to create for the Golden State Warriors. This is about as well as the Heat have played all year. And Erik Spoelstra wanted this game. Don't let him tell you any different. He played only 8 until garbage time. Only 8 tonight. No Jaquez, no Rozier, no Larson until the very end. Heavy minutes for Davion Mitchell, for Kyle Anderson. Andrew Wiggins didn't have the strongest game, but Tyler Hero was very efficient, scored 20 with 7 assists, didn't really force anything. But to me, the story was Bam tonight from the very beginning. It seemed like he wanted to establish something. We've talked a lot, Alex, about how their relationship maybe was not that close, especially by the end. It certainly looked that way. And Jimmy Butler really only spoke to Kevin Love before the game, and then he dipped at the end after talking to a couple of his buddies and went into the tunnel. So no love lost here. He got his tribute video. It was less than a minute. And then after that, he didn't do any of the things that were in the tribute video, just 11 points tonight.
Yeah, you got classic, vintage, regular season Jimmy Butler tonight, folks. But no, I'm not trying to say
that.
I'm not trying to take pot shots. But yeah, like he absolutely, did not have a good game. He was not necessarily very impactful on either end of the floor, and the Heat were sending a whole lot of just attention his way. Not necessarily doubles or trapping or anything like that all the time, but timely help, timely doubles. They weren't just bailing out and giving up at the beginning every time he got the ball. They would do it kind of when he would end up in the baseline or just in situations where it made sense for them to do it. A lot of times, like, they were letting Bam, letting Haywood Highsmith, like letting Wiggins guard him just straight up with, like I mentioned, timely help, which I was very impressed by, because that defensive tone by Bam, by Haywood, and the others, by Wiggins, like, that was really what got them this game. Like, this is really, tonight is like kind of the blueprint for kind of like wins for them just in general with this roster that they have right now, where it's like you're so good on the defensive end that it just kind of propels you to being able to win. And tonight on the offensive side of the floor, they made, I think it was 17 threes, and the Warriors made just 9, shot poorly from 3, and you held the Warriors to 40% from the floor, held them to like a 97 offensive rating, while the Heat had like a 126 offensive rating. Like, this is not necessarily something that they can do every night, but what I think that is sustainable from all this is the defense. If they can somehow keep this defensive level or something close to it for the rest of the season, they might actually start winning some games. Now, whether you want them to or not is a different story, but that was like, we actually finally saw the theory for this team tonight.
Well, only 10 points for the Warriors starting lineup collectively in the first half. And like you mentioned, they couldn't hit threes. They missed Steph, no question about it, but the question for the Heat going forward is, can they get this level of intensity when Jimmy Butler is not on the floor against them? Because I haven't seen this from them defensively, even when they put out their best defensive players, which Spoelstra did tonight. They got Atlanta coming in Thursday night. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it goes back to 0, but we'll see. They did what they wanted to do against Jimmy Butler tonight. Reminded me a lot of when LeBron James used to come to town and the Heat used to get motivated. Erik Spoelstra tends to get them up for these games, and they won tonight. So big win for the Heat tonight. Again, 2 straight after losing 10 straight, still in the 10 seed in the East.